All right, look. So no intros for this one. No flashy sequence. No monologue. We're getting right into this because this is an important fight for Jerwin, MP Promotions, and Filipino boxing. You guys all know Jerwin exercised his rematch clause with Pumita, and that fight is taking place this Saturday in LA, well, Carson, California, broadcasting live on Showtime. I'm going to start with a quote from Sean Gibbons, who states, his weight is in check and he has never been on a real diet for a long time. So I think everything will be in position that is supposed to be in place. He continues, there will be no excuse if we lose, but it ain't going to happen. There's no need for a foreign guy for sparring. All Jerwin needs is to make weight comfortably. And we already fixed that weight 100%. You guys all know, and Jerwin struggled making weight at 115 back in their first fight. There's a video from our good friend Marvin Mabayet who posted the video after the fight of him struggling making weight the previous day. And I was there live. There was no snap on those punches. Pumita came out a comfortable 115 and threw at will. I think this fight just comes down to Jerwin. I agree with Sean. Can he make weight comfortably? And if he does, can he win the CompuBox scorecard? Because I think that's all it comes down to. Making weight, which is, again, an unknown. We haven't seen Jerwin. There hasn't been a lot of video out there on YouTube, which is a good thing, right? It shows they're probably a little more focused on this one. They're still having a great time, and you guys know Jerwin's for the people. He's been great to us. He's great for the Filipino people. He's a gentleman. He was a champion for such a long time. But this is a huge fight. Regardless of what happens with this fight, I also think he needs to stop fighting at 115 and move up. I was hoping he just kind of abandoned the whole rematch thing and didn't really tap into his pride and just kind of went up to 118 and continue his career that way. But here we are. He thinks he could do it. Sean thinks he could do it. Coach Joman thinks he could do it. Can he do it?
Can he do it? Yeah. Can he? Yeah, obviously the weight has to come first, but can he fight 12 rounds is another thing. So making weight.
What's great? Pumita didn't, as much as drained as he was, and yeah, Pumita landed at will. Jerwin is tough as shit. Pumita couldn't knock him out.
Yeah.
Couldn't knock him out.
Yeah, him taking all those shots is not a good thing. So, I mean, what does Jerwin have to do now to make this fight effective for him? I mean, that guy's going to come forward. I'm talking about Pumita's going to come forward and probably approach it the same way as he did last time. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. He's going to come in. He's going to be really confident throwing those punches, and he has confidence now that he can land 400 power punches on him. So I wonder what's the game plan for Jerwin for this rematch. How's he gonna answer volume?
The counter for that is not throw an ineffective 50. He needs to, again, if he threw effective, a normal range or normal count or volume of punches, Pumita does not throw that many at will. That was the difference, because Jerwin was drained, man. There was no snap. His left hand was just going through the motions without any snap whatsoever.
Yeah, I think that
it comes down to his weight.
400 punches landed, meaning he probably lost respect for Jerwin.
Exactly.
And he's just gonna maul him, and I really think Jerwin, in order for Jerwin to gain his respect, I think he's gonna have to land something that will hurt him, or effective counters. To make him hesitate going in, make him rethink his game plan, and just slow down the pace, slow down Pumita's pace coming forward, throwing punches. That's what I think what Jerwin needs to do. But also he has to be, obviously the weight is not a problem, they're saying, and let's hope that's the truth. And another obstacle will be able to go 12 rounds and, like Chris, you said, throw effectively, not just that 50 that's ineffective. So he's gonna have to throw counter. He's gonna have to just land and to gain his respect for stop that onslaught that Pumita's gonna bring.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say that even though the weight is probably the biggest issue, I'm gonna say even though Jerwin does make weight, I feel like the fight is still going to be close. I know a lot of us think that if Jerwin is 100% making weight with no issue, that he's going to run through Pumita.
Oh, I don't think that either. Pumita's, he was a strong dude. He's quick. He looked so good on the scale. He looked on the scale was the way he looked at the fight. And obviously there's no issue throwing volume for 12 punches.
But I think a lot of us underestimated, but me especially, because my prediction was Jerwin was gonna run through him. My last prediction.
Yeah, we all did.
But he's the guy. The guy is an Olympian. You got to give respect to Olympians. They're Olympians for a reason. Their training is on another level in comparison to a regular Joe Schmo. He's no regular Joe Schmo. And if Jerwin makes this weight, of course he could definitely win. But I think it's going to be closer than a lot of people think. And it's like Carlos said, you gotta earn his respect early. If he doesn't match Pumita's volume, and he doesn't throw as much, then I feel like the fight is gonna be in Pumita's favor. But yeah, he needs to throw as much or more volume than Pumita to at least ensure the victory.
My take is unless Jerwin Ancajas has discovered the fountain of youth, if his body suddenly aged in reverse, if his metabolism worked in reverse, then this is a great fight. It would be close, and I would just say pull it off, right? And Gibbons and MP Promotions, they have every right to be optimistic because this is a great guy. But if I were to just take my Filipino hat off and just imagine this is another human being that has fought at a certain weight into his 30s, struggled to make that weight, and is now fighting the exact same guy, I would say this is criminal. You should not have this fight. And you can play this video over me talking when it's over if Pretty Boy wins. But otherwise, Pumita has the advantage. He beat him before. He has that confidence. This is his weight. He's young. He's hungry. And he's going to win. This is going to be this is going to be like an autopsy on a guy who's still alive.
Yeah, I feel like with the weight cut, as you mentioned, Chris, before, Sean Gibbons says that they handled the weight cut 100% differently. What was the quote you said?
Yeah, it's not an issue, and in regards to his diet, they never really had issues with that before. They just did this. I'm paraphrasing here, of course, but we'll just say they did it better, and they're on track.
Yeah, they could do it better, but Jerwin's not a young guy anymore. He's 30. What is he? 33, 32?
That's what makes it hard. Well, no, he's 30, but fighting at that same weight that you did in your mid-20s is hard. Just look at. We're all old farts, man. Like the four of us here.
Yeah, when you're in your 20s, you can make that weight a lot easier than you can in your 30s, and when you hit that 30 range, it's just harder to make that weight. So.
And you got to counter, or you have to account for the whole IBF 10-pound limit as well. That makes it even harder. So, but again, I believe to a degree because Jerwin is a professional. That's what I like about that guy. I mentioned a lot of good things, like he's for the people. Obviously, we all know he was champion for a long time. But he's also a professional who takes this very seriously. Of course, there is a huge difference between this camp and they can't be had last time, where he was essentially canceled on, overstayed his stay in LA. I mean, he was in LA for a long time, if you think about it, right? Because we were there with him in October in the city for Jonas. He was there before that. He got canceled on for New Year's, and he didn't fight until, was it February or March? I forgot, but that's a long time. And, you know, we all know he was constantly training. What we've monitored what we've monitored in Coach Jovin's videos, obviously they decided to stay in the Philippines up until 10 days ago or so, no more than 2 weeks. And there's a lot of positives in that also, because, you know, there a lot of the things you can indulge in the US are not there in the Philippines, and that would contribute to a lot of the weight issues as well. So I believe they've taken this a lot. They've taken this more, and not that they didn't take it seriously before, but they've certainly taken better measures in preparing for 115, and hopefully it all comes to fruition and he makes that 115. We'll find out in 2 days, right? And he makes 115 comfortably, and we don't see another video from Coach or Marvin or Jonah or any of the friends or bloggers out there of him like doing MMA style weight cuts where, you know, you guys have seen those too. We watch all combat sports. That was dangerous, and, you know, we don't need that to happen.
Yeah. Can't have that again, man.
And I don't think they're going to do that again. I think, you know, he looks slimmer. He looks good. It just, you know, it's all about the schedule and making sure you're on pace and you're ready to go. Like I said, he's a professional, and that's why I believe in him. And I just hope he comes through. And we're all going to be celebrating Saturday night.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a tough fight. It's going to be a tough fight. I'm sure that Pumita is ready to beat Jerwin again. I honestly don't think Jerwin can match that volume with that same power, you know, that youth that Pumita brings. I don't think he'll match that. I think Jerwin's key to victory here is to hurt him. I think he's gonna have to hurt Pumita.
You have to hurt him, right?
He's gonna have to hurt him to back him off, rethink his game plan, like, because I don't think you can match that volume that Pumita brings. We all saw that.
Well, here's the thing though about the volume, right? So we all mentioned he's got to win the CompuBox scorecard. It doesn't necessarily mean that if Pumita throws 400, or it has the potential to throw 400, so Jerwin has to throw 500.
Hold on.
You can certainly neutralize him so Pumita doesn't throw 400 and effectively box.
He landed 400.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? Whatever. Yeah. So either way, if you landing 400, so you threw, you know, I don't know the numbers in front of me. We'll just say it's 1,000 punches, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to throw 1,100 to win. He just has to win the CompuBox numbers where he's more effective and has more volume still, but it doesn't have to be at that high pace or volume that it was in the first fight.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be like that if Jerwin can hurt him. That is going to come down to him hurting him. It's just going volume by volume. Could be ugly. It could be unclear. We don't want to leave it in front of the judges to have like some kind of split, you know. If he has to win this and go 12 rounds, it's going to have to be a unanimous. That's our best bet, or a knockout or a TKO, you know. But, you know, trading with Pumita or trying to match that pace, it's going to be hard. It's going to be tough. Not that I'm doubting Jerwin, but the guy probably trains that way. That guy's younger, you know, and
that dude got a lot of energy, man.
Yeah, he has a lot of energy. I really think Jerwin needs to land. Just kind of like just place that punch, that one punch that will change the whole fight around, and go for the kill.
I mean,
go for the knockout, I should say.
We can't even have that situation where Orlando Salido, right? He put on 20 pounds when he fought Lomachenko. He gave Lomachenko his first defeat, right? But there was no cap on rehydration. So he went in there at 150 pounds and he was beating up on a featherweight, right? If Jerwin could, is there a rehydration clause? Is that what we're talking about here?
10 pounds IBF, yeah.
That's awful. That's awful. Because if you take that away, then you could come in huge and, just bully the guy. Like, you have the rehydration clause. I'm dealing with physics here. Like he can have all the willpower and self-belief in the world, right? He can have all the desire, but if his muscles do not obey what he's saying, he's going to get his ass kicked.
And we're saying this out of because we care, and
Yeah, I don't want to see it.
Great guy. The Germans are man, so
The video footage.
But the truth, it's out there already. The first fight, the proof is out there. I'm really looking forward to this fight. I'm really, I'm interested to see what they're gonna do. What's the game plan? What's different this time?
In the end,
Yeah.
is he known as a counter? Oh, sorry, Philip. Is he known as a counterpuncher?
Pumita?
No, Jerwin.
Oh, boxer puncher, man. One of the best.
He's a boxer.
Boxer puncher.
He has to shoot back something nasty. He has to shoot something back nasty.
Whenever he's got power, man.
The opportunities for counters are going to be there all fight, because if we know Pumita is going to come forward with a lot of volume, so the opportunities for counters are going to be there. It's just a matter of, does Jerwin have the stamina to throw those counters all fight? Will he hit a wall and gas out and not be able to throw anymore? But the opportunities for counters are there, definitely, for Jerwin.
It's an orthodox southpaw, so you're gonna have to counter.
Remember, stylistically, if you just look back the first fight, and I don't like watching that replay. It's just like watching your favorite team. There, you just don't go back to watch that, right? You just, why would you want to do that? But if you watch the first 2-3 rounds, stylistically, Jerwin was right there, and it took until those early mid rounds for Pumita to realize, and again, that's when Jerwin just started losing his snap, that he could just pick up the pace, and he did. But there was a lot of good action in those first couple rounds, right? Jerwin's left hand, the countering, he was moving pretty good, and he looked fine, but again, it just caught up. And then, everyone's there, saw it, and you guys saw it on TV, and you saw it from your perspective. That that's what it comes down to. Can he hurt him early? Can he just continue to pace? Can he win the CompuBox scorecard? But even preceding that, it really does come down to that weigh-in on Thursday.
Yeah, I want to see if Jerwin headhunts. I think that's going to work against him. He definitely needs to go to the body, slow Pumita down. We know Pumita's going to come forward with volume. And to stop a guy like that, you need to go to the body. If Jerwin neglects the body, it might be the first fight all over again. So he needs to invest in the body early if he wants to come out with this W.
Yeah, good body puncher too. He can do it. All right. Can't wait, man. Jerwin, have your hand raised on Saturday. Leave your comments and let us know who you think will win this Saturday in Carson, California. The champion, Pumita Martinez, and the challenger, Jerwin Pretty Boy Ancajas.
Let's go, Jerwin.
Get it
back.
Go.
Get it back.
Go, Jerwin.
Let's get that get back.
All love.
Get your get back, baby.